Hey guys, welcome back to Freedom Steel. Todd Vandermeid, former NRA contract lobbyist and Illinois gun law guru. So let's get into an update on House Bill 5855. Tomorrow, 12/12, is going to be the first of three subject matter hearings on the bill or the topic. This one is going to include the victims of Highland Park and potentially other victims from shootings in Chicago and other places. Not a lot. There's no room for our side to testify. There's no room to have somebody who was a victim of a carjacking and survived. None of that. So you can watch it online. I don't think there's any real reason for any of our people to ever attend that or show up there. The next hearing is on 12/15. This will be community groups, anti-violence groups, and the like. Again, there's not a lot of reason to attend this. I think that there may be agitators on their side just looking for a confrontation with all the press and media that's going to be around just to try and gin up more sympathy for their side for whatever reason. You have a third hearing on 12/19. This will be proponents and opponents of the bill can come in and testify. Still deciding if I'm going to try to testify on this. We'll see. They have a habit of cutting our side short. They will have spent two complete hearings on the other side, then they will give the proponents of this bill to jump in and testify. All the while, my experience has been that when they take up all that time and they're looking to run up to the deadline of the committee hearing, they tell our side we have 3 minutes apiece. So we will see what comes out of that. They're trying to do all this to gin it up in front of the lame duck session, which begins on the 4th of January, runs to the 7th of January, with one more day added in on the 10th. Once we go past 1/1, it only takes a simple majority in either chamber to pass a bill with an immediate effective date. That's why they didn't do it in veto session. They want an immediate effective date. They want it to take effect the minute the governor's signature hits the page. So there's some other cynical thinking about this. Let's kind of walk through some of the politics. What I've noticed is what I haven't seen. I did not see a joint press conference with the House and Senate members together. Didn't see that. I'm not seeing joint committee hearings like they've done in the past with House and Senate members doing this. I'm not seeing simultaneous hearings on the same subject matter in both chambers. All of this is leading me to believe that the Senate may not be exactly on the same page the House is. Usually if there's this, like if you just followed Illinois politics, there's this big thing where there's this rollout on how they're going to deal with the unemployment insurance issue in Illinois. You had business groups there. You had House Democrats there, Senate Democrats. You had all these Democrats there. Everybody's singing Kumbaya. We're not seeing that here. Doesn't mean something isn't going to pass. I fully believe that they have the votes to pass something either in the lame duck session or in the regular session because of the 60-30 vote rule and the supermajorities the Democrats have. The Democrats will actually pad 5 more seats in the House after the new General Assembly is sworn in, making their numbers even bigger. So I don't see how something doesn't pass unless there's a will not to do it, but you now have the governor stepping in. So if they pass something in this lame duck session, what happens? Well, the governor signs it, in my estimation, by the end of January. While he does that, and when he does that, we're running off to court. It's a race to the courthouse steps to file a number of lawsuits. I think that this bill is so big, you cannot encompass all of this in one piece, and therefore it's off to the races to sit there and challenge this, to seek a TRO, an injunction, while this thing is being litigated out. Pros and cons. Pros, they can't amend the bill. They can't do much to it with some very, very small exceptions. But the briefing schedule is likely to last long past the adjournment date of the General Assembly. If you file in, let's just say you were filing, 12 hours after the governor signs it, mid to late January, briefing schedule, TROs, that's going to take us into February. We win an injunction. They may appeal that going up. More time. If they don't appeal it up, we're sitting there on a briefing schedule to litigate this case. They're going to want depositions. They're going to want discovery. When this is actually a matter of law, it gets dragged out, except there's an injunction in place. They really don't know what they're arguing. They don't have a lot of time to tweak anything. Yeah. So if this goes into the regular session, then we're at a point where January is largely an organizational month. You have the new members sworn in, committee assignments being worked on, committee chairs, the ratio of Democrats to Republicans, all that stuff. January is largely organizational. Then you have February potentially for hearings, again, on a refiled bill. Illinois Constitution requires a bill title be read 3 separate days, calendar days, within each chamber. So it takes 6 days to pass a bill from scratch. They're at that point. March would be crossover to a second chamber. I doubt that if the House passed a new semi-auto ban in February, that it would be heard in the Senate much before March, possibly even early April. They do the second vote. If there's no amendments, it goes to the governor. And then they have 30 days for the original House, the origin of the House the bill originated in, to transmit the bill to the governor. He then has 60 days to sign it. If you follow that timeline, that puts us at the front end of the first anniversary of Highland Park. So does the governor want to sign a bill in January when people will largely have forgotten about it by the time we get into the budget and everything else, and who knows what else creeps up in Illinois? Or would he rather have a big press shindig right in front of the first anniversary of Highland Park? Some cynical people think the latter may be it. And notice that the governor has come out and kind of tamped down expectations on lame duck, saying that we'll get it done in the spring. We'll get it done before the end of session, or his press quotes last week. So is he trying to, for somebody who says he's not running for president, trying to put himself in a position for a big PR event to deal with that? Remember that when he came into office, he signed gun dealer licensing within 4 days. So if it goes in lame duck, and it could, he could sign it relatively quickly. But if they pass it during the regular session, I think it will be timed for a big PR event in front of the 4th of July. I heard from some people that there are enough downstate Dems we can stop this. There are not enough downstate Dems. If right now you have to peel 13 Dems off, assuming there are no Republican turncoats. That's in the House. After the first of the year, or after the new General Assembly is sworn in, actually on the 11th, you're going to have to peel off 18, providing no Republican turncoats. So that's the thing. Now, if they go through regular session, downside, they've got all that time to figure out all the pitfalls of their bill and try to build a better mousetrap. Hence why I am not tearing this bill apart, piece by piece, line by line, page by page, pointing out all the flaws and how goofed up this bill is. It's not my job. I'm not here to give them information on how to make something pass. So the more we talk about things, and look, Ray Charles can even see some of the things that are in this bill. But with that, that's the downside. They can tweak it. They can play with it. I love my gun guys and gals. But some people think they just got to show that they're the smartest guy on the block and go out there and rant and rave about any little thing. And if that happens in this instance, you're going to teach them how to build a better mousetrap. Hence, I've only pointed out big things in this bill, like the no grandfather clause on magazines. That alone could be a hang-up that causes them problems that could be given the Senate consternation. Positives, if it goes on, we just had oral arguments in Maryland semi-auto ban, which was GVR'd from Supreme Court. We're tomorrow the 12th, we have a big status hearing with Judge Benitez out in California on a semi-auto ban, mag ban, and some other stuff. So we could see stuff moving out of California. I would wager that should this go into the new session, we will have multiple court rulings post-New York on the semi-auto issue. And with that, if those all go our way, we can then point to those and point out that you're on a doomsday path. This is not going to work for you. So that's where we are. Hearings coming up over the next 10 days. We don't know if they're actually going to run this. We don't know if the Senate is 100% on board with this. There are tea leaves that indicate otherwise. Positive note, we're just 15 subscribers away from hitting that magic 1,000 mark that YouTube uses to judge things. So we really appreciate everybody that's been passing the word out about Freedom Steel here. We really want to get past that mark. And then next year we'll set a goal for subscribers. So please, as always, like, comment, subscribe, post this on your Facebook page, share it in chat groups, send it around to whatever blogs, forums, or boards you're on or whatever. We'll keep cranking these out every time we've got some new information. So we will try to do this. So again, the three groups that I'm supporting these days are Aurora Sportsmen's Club, FFL, Illinois, the Dealers Association, and the Second Amendment Law Center, Chuck Michelle's group out of California, because they're looking to help backstop Illinois with lawyers and stuff like that. So links below for donations. We appreciate every shekel, every nickel, anything that you can throw over. We know it's the holiday season, but what better way to stick a lump of coal in JB's stocking than to have the resources to sit there and fight this god-awful, atrocious infringement on our rights. So with that, as always, please like, subscribe, and share. We appreciate hearing from all you guys. We'll answer the comments as quickly as we can. And always, frag out.